Okay, looks like everything's a go. I'm hoping. Hey yo people, I'm WhiteBladeZero, and if you don't know me, I don't blame you. So, right now, as you can see on the lower right, it is currently September 5th, 2011 as I'm recording this. 2011. 2021, dummy! Anyway, yeah, it's about that time. And, well, as you can see, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm screen capturing me doing some artwork, but as of right now, I'm still unable to edit any videos again. Because, you know, old Pinnacle Studio down here is just nothing but crap right now. So for the time being, I figured I'd just do some drawing the old-fashioned way and just, yeah, you know. What you're seeing is the literal raw footage of this whole thing, which I'm recording at the same time, which means there will be no editing whatsoever. Any mistakes or use of language, what have you, will be left in. And if that bothers you, I apologize. But again, right now I have no real way of editing videos at the moment. So for the time being, just to show that I'm not dead and to show that I'm, well, still alive. And yes, this is legit. There's me scribbling. Undo that. Yeah. Just to show that I'm still alive, I figured I'd do this. This character, this sketch right here that I've done already, this is one of my Sonic fan characters, or FCs, not OCs. They are completely different, though I won't really get into that. This is Dimaza the Echidna. She's like in her teens, I believe. And as you can tell by her attire, she's kind of a country girl. But I suppose I'd rather just start off doing the whole thing while I'm talking. That's kind of the idea. And now that I'm talking, my cat's trying to get off my lap. And that's the problem with being in my studio. Whenever I'm doing computer work, my cat just loves to harass me. So yeah, this is another version of another drawing of the character I did. Although technically I did use a base for it because I was bored at the time. And yeah, this is what this sketch is going to become. Sort of. Now, you're probably expecting some music to play in the background, but, well, I do have a playlist going on right now, which is all Sonic music. But honestly, I just want to avoid copyright infringement or whatever, so everything that I'm hearing, you guys won't hear, because that's what I've got set up at the moment. And yeah, so I'm just figured I'd go complete silence in the background while I do some chatting, and you know, just kind of do it similar to what Bob Ross did in his TV show. Although I suppose for some that may seem boring in a way, and I don't know how long I can keep talking without getting dried out. I mean, I have not done any real Let's Play recordings in who knows how long. And yeah, it's just it's been a something. So I apologize if there's long segments of silence there. I probably could have planned to have other people in this, but I really want to get this recording done now, just to see how people like it. You know, just to test it out. Because if this really doesn't go well and you guys don't want to see it, then this will probably be the only time I ever do this, and I'll probably stick to speed paints again whenever I can edit again. But for the time being, this is what I can provide. So Dimaza here, she grew up more in the country. So, yes, you can guess she's kind of a country girl. Kind of got that country accent, y'all. And, well, as you may expect, being an echidna, I suppose, or just being a hard worker, she's got some strength to her. Granted, she's not super strong, mind you. I've got to keep that balanced. But, yeah, she's a hard-working woman. Her father, whom I have not designed or named, he really wants her to stay on the family farm just to keep doing that same work. But eventually, when she went to school, she met a girl that wants to become a singer and wanted some backup singers to help with her band. That character would be Ruby, actually, if you remember her. Normally, if I were editing this, I would actually show the character on screen right about now, but again, this is completely raw, so I can't do that. And already my tongue's feeling a little dry. I'm going to need a little drinky. Hopefully that helps. And so in the end, Dimaza chose to drop out of school and help Ruby form the music band, which came to be known as the Freedom Flyers. Yeah, I don't know if I'll change that in the future, but it's what we got. I don't know if something went wrong there, but I felt like there was a bit of a skip there. Now, I'm not sure how the quality of this is going to turn out. With the screen recorder I'm using, which is this thing down here, yeah, Coral Screen Capture, it came with, it actually came with Pinnacle Studio 19. I can only record in a WMV file, so I'm not sure how the quality is going to be, and I can only do up to 30 frames per second. So yeah, it's obviously not going to be that smooth, but yeah, that's just what I've got. Now, I know some of you can probably tell me that there are better ones out there, but I'm happy with what I have at the moment, so yeah. Plus, I'm not planning on speeding through this, like I said already. So I don't think the quality is going to be that bad, but still. Just something to keep in mind that, yeah, this is not a MP4 file like I've always used. This is a WMV file. WMV, I said. Not B. V. Yeah, sometimes my mouth just lets out the wrong syllables. Yeah, I don't know why I did that either. Now, unfortunately for Dimaza, her father was not really approving of her being a singer, and he was kind of disappointed that she chose that route. But he's kind of expecting the career to not really go so well, and she'll return to the farm. Unfortunately, that music, the Freedom Flyers, ended up being a big hit all over Mobius. So, yeah, you can bet old Papa wasn't very happy with that. Oh well. Not all offspring want to take after their parents. Sad but true. One other interesting thing about Dimaza, I'm not sure if you saw on my DeviantArt page or anything like that, but Dimaza, she's not really interested in men. She's interested in women. Yeah, she's, I know there are terms for this, but it's so hard for me to just say it sometimes, because I don't want to come off as insulting by saying the wrong term, and honestly, it kind of makes me feel kind of uncomfortable just saying it. Now, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I'm not a full supporter either. It's kind of complicated. I'm kind of neutral when it comes to this kind of to same-sex relationships. But that's life. Alright, I'm just going to select this and this as well so that I can do the eyelashes. Go next, do another line up. Let's get this one up here. Set that up like so. And use the old eraser tool to try and thin that out just a little bit. Alright, that's one. Merge that. Another new layer. For those asking, the art program I'm using is Paint.net. You can probably see it right up here at the top. And I've used this program for years. It's free, and it's got some decent stuff. I know there are some quote-unquote better ones out there for artistic work, but honestly, I'm happy with what I have. And I don't care if what people think of it, or even if there are better options. This is just what I'm used to. This is what I'm happy with, so that's what I'm using. And honestly, that's what I can really advise for other artists out there. just use what you're comfortable with. Don't worry about getting, like, the best ones or the quote-unquote better programs. Like, even with just plain old Microsoft Paint, you can create great art with that as well. Granted, it'll probably take a bit more work with MS Paint, but that's just how it is. And I don't know if you heard in the background, but my cat's letting me have it again. She's got this bad habit of just wanting to cuddle on my lap all the time, then jump off, then a few minutes later she'll come right back. So I apologize if that bothers you, but unfortunately that's something I gotta deal with when I'm in the studio, and unfortunately she's kind of distracting me, so come here, you. Come on, big mouth. Get this out of the way. I got you. There you go. Yeah, big mouth brat, you. Unfortunately, my old cat really can't make up her mind. She just can't decide what she wants. And unfortunately, I gotta live with that. Alright, kitty cat, you gonna relax? You gonna lie down now and so I can get back to work? You gonna lie down? Or are you just gonna want to lick my fingers? Come on, kitty cat, make up your mind. The worst part is she's bothering my dominant hand. I can't do this with my other hand. I'll just let her settle down on her own terms. Meanwhile, let's see if I can get back to her hat. Now, I'm sure you've seen Dimaza's got one heck of a figure. Yeah. She knows how to take care of that body of hers. In so many other ways as well. And honestly, despite the fame, it drives the boys insane. So many boys have asked her to be her boyfriend. But although she does like to tease the boys every once in a while, she never really takes them seriously. She knows what she really wants. But she doesn't mind teasing the boys every now and then. She never really takes the teasing seriously, of course, and she does know her boundaries, so she never really deliberately puts herself in danger just for their sake. Yeah, she may be from the country, but she's not a bumpkin. Now, she went through quite a few design changes, honestly. And I think what I have right now, her current design, this is definitely what I think is her best design. Because it really shows that she's a country girl. You know, if it's not her accent, which she obviously can't hear because she doesn't have a voice, then it's got to be her outfit to really show it. I have this bad habit of repeating what I speak, don't I? Well, that's me sometimes, and I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. Unfortunately, with the apartment I'm in, it's in an old house, so the windows are not exactly up to code. Well, maybe not up to code, but they're just older windows, so even when they're closed tight, they really can't keep out any background noise. And sadly, with how my studio is set up, the computer and everything else with it is near the window, so if there's any passing traffic, yeah, you're probably gonna hear it. I apologize for that. And that actually was not a slip of the tongue. I did that on purpose. Just saying apologize instead of apologize. It's strange, but it's one of those funny habits I have, where I just purposely butcher a word to make it sound funny. I don't know why that is, but it is. I'm going to take this, decrease the hardness down there. Try and add a bit of rusty line work there. Okay, maybe not rusty, but just kind of give it something of a texture. Alright, so far so good. I think I'm almost done with the hat. At least the line art. Let me see. Add that down there. Alright. I kind of lost track of what I was going to think about saying, so I guess I'll just, I don't know. Now, the thing about art is that you really can't rush it, so this video is probably going to be a long one. Don't even know if I'll even premiere it. I don't know if I'll just upload this as it is, or if I will premiere it. Which, honestly, try and premiere for, like, my Splatoon videos and Let's Plays. I haven't been enjoying that. It's been kind of neat just setting it up like a live stream and just see people's reactions to everything. It's been kind of neat. Although it does kind of bother me, not too much, of course, that I'm not getting a lot of people, just like a usual few. But hey, I guess sometimes the usual few is better than no one at all. At least that's how I see it. Kitty cat, you gonna make up your mind down there? She's just getting ready to curl up onto my lap again. My kitty loves to cuddle. A little too much, but what can you do? Sometimes you just gotta deal with it. Alright. That's not bad. That's not bad. I just barely start this thing and I'm already starting to feel tired. Well, probably because I haven't done a lot of talking these past few months. So, I guess I'm still really out of it. Well, maybe if you guys enjoy this enough, I'll do it again and hopefully it'll get me used to talking again. If I'm lucky. Just have to wait and see what everybody feels about this. Like, I don't know if next time I could have my music play, just make sure nothing's copyrighted. Just, I don't know. Just have to wait and see. And once again, I keep repeating myself like a parrot. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker. Don't feed it to Iago. He hates crackers. Yeah, I can be really random sometimes, can't I? I set that right about there, I think. Send this up some. Yeah, that's good enough. Now, if you're wondering about, well, I suppose there is something else I could talk about when it comes to Dimaza. If you're wondering about what her special abilities are, she really doesn't have any. She's just really strong and is also really attractive. That's really it. I try not to overdo it when it comes to my characters and giving them, like, abilities or talents. So, just sticking with what I know, or just sticking to basic stuff, I think that makes a character a lot better. Well, not a lot better, but it can make him a bit more likable and more believable. True, you could create a character that has, like, all these fantabulous abilities and, like, a godlike personality, but nobody wants to see that, honestly. Nobody wants to see, like, a cardboard cutout hero. Ugh. I mean, I know I certainly don't. You gotta give characters, like limits. You gotta give them flaws. They need something to work towards, and just... well, they just... you need imperfections. If you were to have just a perfect character all around with no flaws at all, might as well just create a god. You know, just have it be like that. Be a very boring, godlike creature. Well, not that I'm saying that chaos is boring, but I think you get the general idea. Just find balance, give your characters flaws, give them weaknesses, and don't give them every superpower there is known to man or beast. My hand isn't exactly always the smoothest, that's for sure. It's clear these lines are not going to be perfectly smoothly straight. But what can you do? You know, I suppose at the same time, this could also be good practice for if I decide to live stream. Yeah, lately I have been thinking about live streaming on Twitch. And I've had some friends in a Discord server, a private one, mind you, so I'm not giving it away. They've helped me set things up so that if I decide to go through with it, I'll have what I need. And I think I'm mostly set, just gotta take care of a few other loose ends. And I do not plan on doing it as a living, or like have it be, like a paid profession or anything like that. No way. That would not last long at all for me. I just really want to do this. Well, I'm more considering it basically for the fun aspect, just to see if people would enjoy it. And I guess this video is kind of a test to see if you guys would like something like this. But again, this is just a test. It's not a real live stream at the moment. It's just something to test the old waters. Better than nothing, I suppose. Now, let me think. What else could I talk about? I suppose there's always like funny little tidbits about the character I could talk about. You know, just cuz, to give some to mention. For Dimaza, she tends to give her friends little nicknames. Think like what Bunny Rabbit did in Sonic Sad AM. So for like Ruby, for example, she probably call her Ruby Girl. For the other characters in the music band. You may have seen me do speed paints as some of these characters, or you might not have. But again, if you follow me on DeviantArt and or Twitter, you'd probably see these characters done before. First off, there's and now the cat wants to move again. Is my talking bothering you, cat? Yeah, I guess so. She just jumped off again. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do with this cat. She's a good girl, don't get me wrong. But holy frambore, can she not make up her mind. And believe me, when she wants something, she wants something. She will let you know. Very loudly. Let me see. I think you've seen me draw a blue fox before named Kilo. Yeah, Kilo. Yeah, it's pronounced Kilo, not like Kilo or anything like that. She'd actually call him like Sugar Fox. You know, Sugar Fox. Get it? Kind of like how sometimes Bunny would call Sonic Sugar Hog. Yeah, I think you get the idea. You can tell I've had a lot of inspiration from Sad AM for some of these characters. Yeah, there's just a lot of nicknames she can give to characters. At least those she likes, of course. If she runs into someone she doesn't like, no nickname for them. Well, no good nickname, that is. Of course, she knows to mind her manners and not say anything too derogatory is not the right word, is it? Or is it? Basically, she knows to keep things more on the appropriate level. Even if she were to really get ticked. I am drying up way too quickly. Blah. All right. The thing with Dimaza and liking women more than men, she knew that at a very young age. She knew that she was more attracted to girls than boys. And her father does indeed know this, but like with her becoming a music star, he did not approve. And he really wants her to marry a man so that they can continue the family legacy. You know how some parents are. They don't accept changes in their children. Or just don't want them to be who they want to be. It's sad. But yeah. Unfortunately, Dimaza has done a very decent job of hiding this fact from the other school kids at the time. Even around Ruby, when they first met. She admits that she did have a crush on Ruby at one point. But then she learned that Ruby eventually got a boyfriend in Kilo, so yeah, she knew she didn't really have a chance with her, but didn't mind it so much. As long as Ruby was happy, she'd be happy too. And honestly, I think that's how any relationship should be. Like, if you say have a crush on someone, but they're there with somebody else, I think really the most honest thing you can do is just wish for them to be happy. And not try to push them away from the relationship they're currently in. You know, it's okay to still be friends. Yeah, I know this whole friend zone joke thing is a thing, but excuse me. That's not really the big issue here. Honestly, if you really love someone, the best thing you really want for them is to be happy. And if they really would be happy with another person, no matter what the gender, then I say the best thing you can do is just let them be happy. It's really not good to try and take their happiness away just to satisfy your own happiness. That definitely will not bring a healthy relationship. And even then, if their relationship turns out bad, don't try and take advantage of it. Because that wouldn't be right either. You'd be just taking advantage of someone when they're down. And that's not very honorable. Kind of scummy. Best thing you can do if your friend did have an issue with their relationship, just be there for them, but don't make any advances on them. Just let them know that you're there for them. But yeah, again, don't push your luck. Just because they suddenly become single again doesn't mean they're open season. They're not wild game, you know. They're human beings. Well, you know what I mean. You know, it's kind of funny, now that I think about it. Here I am giving dating advice, And I've never even been on a date. Not once in my life. So who am I to talk? Still, I think it's alright to give advice every once in a while. You know, just to try and be helpful in some ways. There's nothing wrong with that. And neither should you! No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Okay, so far so good. Line art's definitely coming out well. Yeah, I bet that's a face any man would like. Well, too bad, boy. She's not interested. Yeah, I hope I'm not pushing that too much. You know, I suppose if I was doing this in premiere mode, I'm sure there'd be a lot of people just instantly answering me from what I'm saying, like I'm actually listening. That'd be kind of interesting to see if people actually do respond to this, thinking that it is a live stream. Kind of wonder how that'd turn out. Oh well. Well, that's her vest. I think that's everything I can do on the right side for the moment. Yep. Yeah, time to move on to, yeah. You know. I know it's a thing about females, and, it's part of their anatomy, but it's hard for me to say it sometimes, especially with how, some people like to over-sexualize these things, which I think is just downright disgusting. You really don't need to over-sexualize a female character, or a male character for that matter. Your characters really don't need to be overly sexualized to be good. Like, the character that Dimaza actually has a crush on now, and whom I've decided to ship with later in the story, she's only like a couple years younger, but her assets are not quite as, developed as Dimaza's. Yeah. Let that sink in. Matter of fact, you could say, this other girl's kind of underdeveloped. But, well, sometimes whatever you think doesn't match can be a perfect match. You just never know. Love works in mysterious ways. You just never know who you're going to fall for and for what purpose. There's this one thing I've heard in a cartoon of all things, believe it or not. And it's something I've always believed in when it comes to love. And it's that no one can tell you who to fall in love with. No one but yourself. Only you can say who you fall in love with. No one else, realistically, can tell you otherwise. You just love who you love. And that's all you really need to know. That's all you really need to do, for that matter. Crickety. Crackety. Right in the backety. It's always a pain when you're working on artwork. And your body decides to not play nice. Well, that's what occasional stretches are for. In case you're wondering, I'm not using my computer mouse for this. I have a drawing tablet that functions like the mouse, but it has a pen as well, so it's like I'm literally drawing digitally, but it's not like it's not like a stylus to a touchscreen. It's a little hard to explain, I suppose. I think if I remember to, I can just put an image of what I have of my current setup in the description. So if you're curious about what my setup is like, you can see for yourself. Now Now, to those out there that say, "Oh, you're using a line tool? This is bad! Boo! Not art!" Honestly, I don't think that's a problem. Because I believe an artist can use whatever tool they have accessible to them. And hey, even the best of artists still use things like rulers and such to get their lines straight. So I don't see what me using a line tool can cause a problem. Now I know I'm probably over-exaggerating that and be like, oh, nobody would really respond like that. Well, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I might have seen some people that have reacted that way. Which is honestly kind of sad if you think about it. And yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah, I realized I didn't draw the back of her vest in the sketch, so that's what happens sometimes when you go digital or go to like the final stage. You realize you missed something in a sketch, or something in the sketch looks kind of off, so you choose to try and fix it in your own way. Whatever works. Alright, there's that of her lock. I suppose I probably could have played music for this, but again, this is just test the waters. Why do I have this need to repeat myself like this? I ask myself these questions all the time. Don't mind me. Sometimes even I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, now for her skirt, her mini skirt here. Alright, start with that for now so I can get back to finishing her hand. It's strange how when you're focusing on one thing, and then you think you see something in the corner of your eye, but it turns out to be nothing. It's kind of strange that way, isn't it? Like, you're pretty sure there's something there, but when you look, there's nothing there. It's definitely one of the strangest things, isn't it? Now remember, Miss Lamont, round tones, round tones. Pierre, you shouldn't have come. Pierre, you shouldn't have come. I really need to get my own DVD copy of Singing in the Rain. That's probably one of my favorite old movies. I'm honestly surprised I haven't seen any DVDs of it recently. Granted, I might not be looking in the right places. Oh well. I'm sure an answer will come around sooner or later. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I believe that's her arm there. Yeah, shade that in. Make it less of a struggle to color later. I guess I'll have that be her other arm. Yeah, Dimaza has quite a small skirt, which is why she wears those shorts there. You know, we wouldn't want her to... probably going to regret this. We wouldn't want this to be a thing. Am I right? At least not for someone like her. She knows how to at least protect her dignity. And then some. Alright. Alright, not bad. Now for this little fold here. Now for her tail. Alright, not bad. Not really the best, but not bad. Hope I'm coming in loud and clear enough for everybody. How's it looking? Alright. As I got her upper body all lined up, so to speak. I think I need to make this thing less opaque. There. That way I can still see the sketch, but have it not be so boom right in the face. I think I should have done that in the first place. One other thing I could do is just flip it. There we go. Alright, there we go. I think that's decent enough. Now we flip it again. Make sure my old pen is okay. Unfortunately, I think I may need to get a new pen. Well, if I can't get a new pen for my drawing tablet, may just have to get a new drawing tablet in general. And boy, oh boy, are those things pricey. I suppose while I'm doing this, I may as well update you on something. So the video editor thing. Unfortunately, Pinnacle Studio 19 is on the fritz. Still. I still cannot make any new videos whatsoever. Unless they were to be just raw footage like this with no editing done whatsoever. And some of the visual stuff I wanted to add in some of my stuff, yeah, I don't want that so much. So I do have some good news, but I also have some bad news. Good news is that, yes, I do have a new Pinnacle Studio, number 24 Ultimate. My mother got me that for my birthday a few months back. Unfortunately, it was recommended to me that I not install it until I got a new graphics card. So, as you can guess, yeah, I've been waiting for that. And, well, let's just say they're pretty expensive. Haven't really had any luck with those. I mean, either there aren't any, or I can't afford it right now. So I've got some saving up to do, that's for certain. Excuse me again. Dinner's biting back. One of the issues with getting a pizza kit and living alone, you're the only one that eats the pizzas. Which means you gotta scarf all the pizzas yourself. Fortunately, for me, I only have one whenever I do make some. So at least I'm not overindulging, so to speak. Still, it's a lot of pizza pie, that's amore. I don't really know that song. I've only heard it like maybe once in Stuart Little, that movie. I forget what company made it. But yeah. Okay, set that up there. Alright. Now for the boot. For her boot. Her boot, boot, boot. Her raboot. Yeah, no. No Pokemon references here. I'm not combining the two franchises in any of my stories. Maybe I'd make like a mockery or a reference to it, but no like direct crossover or anything like that. Okay. You know, it's kind of funny. Whereas, as part of my Sonic playlist here, there's a lot of music from Sonic Colors, and I've heard Sonic Colors Ultimate or whatever the new one's called. It's not really doing so hot. That's apparently run into some serious glitches, especially with the Switch version. And honestly, I don't feel too bad about that, because I wasn't really a fan of the original to begin with. It just felt very lacking compared to Sonic Unleashed. Like, so many levels, and some of them, like, didn't even last for long. They were, like maybe done in, like, less than a minute. Hardly seemed worth it. And for each world to have, like, 2 long levels and 4 short levels, it just didn't feel right. And the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed, yeah, that game had the same problem. Whereas it was always the, like, one long level and a bunch of short levels. Like, short minigame type levels that really didn't need to be there. Or at least really didn't need to be beaten in order to continue the story. That was a big issue I had with the Wii version. Which is why I'm glad that with the Xbox 360 version of Unleashed, I called that the definitive edition of the game, because you don't have to play all the mini levels to progress the story. I mean, yeah, true, the Sun and Moon Medal thing is kind of a bother, but I mean, especially to a first timer. But I suppose, on the one hand, that's what video walkthroughs are for, or just walkthroughs in general. Or on the other hand, I guess that's also part of the experience, just to have some more fun, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, if you go back to a level you already cleared, and know you can clear easily, you can probably look around and see if you can find any medals that you missed. Still, I definitely understand why people were kind of against the whole sun and moon metal thing. But I didn't mind it too much. Again, too much. I don't even remember what I felt about it during my Let's Play of the game. I don't even know if I want to look back on that. I'm not saying that my Let's Play of Sonic Unleashed was bad, but just my commentary. Just my commentary back then was like, ugh. I could never really seem to go back to watching my old projects. Pardon me. Just finishing up my V8. Boom! Could have had a V8. It's like, you try listening to some... If you were to do projects yourself and you went back to some of the older stuff you did, would you really want to listen to that again? I mean, I suppose when Chucka Conroy did like his 10th anniversary video and advice on how to make Let's Plays of your own, or pretty much how he does it, he made sense. It did make sense that if you were to start your own YouTube career, it's okay for your first videos to be bad, because then you learn from them. I know, I definitely learned. 1, don't do post-commentary again. 2, make sure your equipment is always working. Like Audacity, for a big example. Again, going back to Unleashed with the problems I had with that. And I suppose 3, just try and be yourself and not worry too much about what other people think, I guess. I'm not too sure about that last one, to be honest. Eh. Now, if you're wondering if I'm going to get Sonic Colors Ultimate, big answer, no. Thing is, like I said, I didn't enjoy Colors, the original. So if I didn't enjoy that, why should I bother with this, with the remake? Or remaster, whatever you want to call it. Although I suppose with how it's running so far, Re-Disaster is more like it. Like, okay, they added a few tiny things, but nothing of significance. Like, oh, you can race Metal Sonic. Big whoop. Oh, you can customize Sonic. Big whoop. Like, they're just cosmetics. They don't do anything. They're not real upgrades. They're just different visual effects, really, and it's really not worth it. Like, if you played the original, there's really no need for you to get Ultimate. It's kind of a waste. Well, I mean, unless you actually like the game and want to play it again, sure. But one common thing I hear from people is that, oh, the graphics have been updated, yay, better game! No. The way I see it, graphics do not usually make a better game. What really makes a game good is the gameplay and or the story. Although, I suppose if the story is good but the gameplay is bad, or has some major glitches, nudge nudge wink wink, then yeah, that could be a problem. So I guess gameplay and control should come first, and then the story, if any, should come second. Everything else, yeah, that can just be, that's just, yeah, not quite as important. What was I doing? Or what was I saying, anyway? Now I don't remember. You know, part of me wishes this was live so that maybe I could have someone in the chat help me remember what I'm trying to say, but this is not a live stream. I've said this a few times already. I don't even remember. I don't even know how long I've been going on so far, and yeah, gotta be hitting the hour mark by now, or at least sooner or later. Shoot, shoot. Yeah, it's always annoying when you got those little tiny fruit flies always buzzing around your face. It's like no matter what you do to get rid of them, they just keep coming back. And even if you try to swat them, they'll just dodge you. It's really annoying. They learn from Piccolo. Huh. Yeah, it might be quicker to just use the line tool here. Oh, the WhiteBlade, the line tool is cheating! Not artwork! We've been over this already. I don't know why I feel the need to repeat myself sometimes. I honestly find it kind of annoying when I do, but, well, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, set that there. I actually kind of like that little dip there. Interesting detail. And with that, I think the line art for Dimaza's done. Yep, she's all fully drawn out. But compared to the sketch, she's pretty much set. All I gotta do now is do the coloring. Which, luckily, I don't need my pen for this. I've still got my regular computer mouse now. Now, thing is, with what I've done with the line art, you can see it's not, like, completely, well, I'll show you what I mean. You can see how the line art is right now, but it's not blocky like this. I used to do the line art blocky like that so that it'd be easier to color in. But lately I've found doing it not like this, having the anti-aliasing on, it makes the line art look a lot better and less blocky. I've been doing that for quite a while, but there's one major flaw I've noticed. When filling in the color, I used to do it on the same layer as the line art itself. But when you look at this now, yeah, that kind of covers up a bit of the line art. And that's bad. So, I was kind of against the anti-aliasing for a long time. But then thanks to Paint.net, I found a way. What I would do is that I would use the select tool here, or magic wand, and just select certain areas that need to be in a certain color, like so. Go to a new layer, which I've labeled color for this. Then while holding down the shift key, there. And as you can see, it looks a lot better. The line art's still intact and you still get the color in the back. It's just, again, different layer. So it works. With some parts though, like with her mouth here, I've done a bit more anime-esque with that. That's definitely going to be a bit of an issue, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, I guess. I'll just select the colors I need right now. I can only select 2 at a time. I'll take care of the mouth a little later. That's the only bit that really needs that peach color. And now for the coup de grace, so to speak. Her fur. The majority of her fur is all one color. I've got a lot of selecting to do. But I suppose that's part of the old fun, isn't it? If you want to call it that. Let me see, did I miss anything? I don't think I did. So, blink. There we go, there's her color. Speaking of which, luckily I've saved these for mouth colors. I'm just going ahead and select the inside of her mouth. Apply that. Now to see if I can take care of the tongue. This will be interesting, that's for sure. So suppose what I can do is just do it this way. Start a new layer and try and draw over it. This is kind of a bothersome thing that I've noticed when doing this. Like, I can't just, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, this is kind of the painful part of doing this with anti-aliasing on. Because unfortunately, if this thing isn't black, and I try and fill it in, this happens. And if I could just, even if I lower the tolerance, there's another problem. You can probably barely see it. But as you can tell, it's not fully filled in. So I gotta go more and more and more on the tolerance until it's gone. But I gotta find that balance. That's a big issue. Like, sometimes it works and sometimes it just doesn't. And wait, seriously? Oh, pfft. Right, because I did that. Yeah, after 71, it just covers everything. I honestly find that a bit annoying when doing this, because I was up with the tolerance at a certain point. Otherwise, it's just not going to look good. Really not a fan of that. Alright, doesn't look too bad, I think. Yeah, it'll do. So I'll just go ahead and merge this with the color layer. Alright, now for the rest of her. Alright, it goes for her little... Whoops. Gotta go to the line layer. You ever... Don't you just love it when that happens? Select her shorts as well, because they're the same color. And boom. There's that. Now the eyes. I've got a bit of a trick when it comes to the eyes, if you want to call it that. Just I'll color them in. Then get ready to do some detail. Sort of. It's not really detail per se, but it helps. Do the iris part of the old pupil. And fill it in. It feels a bit more satisfying doing it this way than using the filling tool. I don't know, it feels like you're doing it yourself rather than just doing a quick click to do it. Yeah, I'm a little strange sometimes. But then again, aren't we all in our own right? It's what makes us special. Now, one trick I found with Paint.net, say I want to go for 20, but if I lower the hardness to 0, actually, let's make it 30. Look at this. Yeah, it's a little different. Let's try it on the other eye, with hardness at maximum. See the difference? You create more of a shine with a higher width of the brush and lower the hardness. It's a little interesting trick. It's up to you if you want to do that, though. I want her eyes to have a bit of a shine, so I'll do that. All right. Let's go down to 15. No, let's bring it to 12. 10. All right. Put that there. And I'll make this one 12. Right there. There we go. There's Dimaza's eyes. They stare into your soul, don't they? Such beautiful, shining eyes. Again, boys, she's taken. Sorry. Well, at least I got some water with me now. that's better. Now, majority of her clothes have the same colors here, so there's a lot of selecting to do for this one. Start with the dark ones first. There's not as many of those. Alright, to the color layer, and click. Now for all the lighter stuff. There sure are plenty of those. To the color layer, and there. There we go. Actually, did I do that right? Yeah, I did. Just felt a little bit funny to me. Oh well. Now all that remains is her top. Okay, there we go. Now, ordinarily, you would think this would be enough, but I'm going a step further. As you can probably tell from these other layers right here, I've got shade and highlights. Yeah, I'm going an extra mile for this one. But first, save what I got, so I don't lose anything. I really don't need these anymore. Don't want this, don't want that. And I actually don't need this anymore. Now we're focusing just on on just what I have right now. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the shade layer. Make it less opaque, so that's easy for me to see. Do the same for the highlights, but make it a bit more, so it's at least a little bit easier to see for now. Because now comes the fun part. If you want to call it that. Sadly, shading hasn't always been my strong suit. Well, might as well try what I got. I need to start my drawing again. So I need my tablet. And let's go ahead and draw in the shading. Going a bit like that. Please work for me, baby. There we go. Alright, let's see. What next? Maybe try something like this, I suppose. Yeah, it's a good start. Never really talked out loud too much whenever I'm doing artwork. Just not something I really thought about at first. I don't think it really needs that. I'm really not sure how the shading of a hat's supposed to go. No, that doesn't really work. For some reason, my head is really bothering me from wearing these headphones. It's really strange. After a little bit, it feels like it's just... it doesn't feel right. Kind of annoying. Huh. Well, there is an alternative I can do. Just fill it in, then use the eraser tool. I don't know. Yeah, this is one of the things I struggle with, it's shading. I mean, I try and do it similarly to a Sonic X style. I was doing a bit of my own little things as well. I'm just not sure. I suppose I can leave it for now. Let's go to the rest of the hat. All right. Actually, let's do it more like this. There we go. Yeah, that looks a little better. No, not quite. There we go. I think that's got it. I think that's it for the hat. Let's go for her face. All right. It's pretty decent. Set that up right there. All right, now let's go for this next. Go for a little bang there. That's not bad. Not too shabby. All right. That's better. That looks a lot better. Anything else? I might as well do her eyes next. Not that she really needs it, but yeah. Well, not highlights. Let's get rid of that. should probably reselect that area. Take care of the eyelashes. At least I had something for the eyelashes. Doesn't have to be much, but something. I forgot to select that area too. Everybody's forgetful. It happens. It happens. Alright, there we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby so far. Now let's go for the muzzle. Which apparently includes the tongue. Alright, a little bit below the old schnozzle. This must be kind of boring, just hearing me talk about what I'm doing next, rather than just talking about other things to keep you guys more entertained. Though I suppose, at the same time, if you wanted music, for the moment, you could always just play something else in the background while watching this. Or, if for some reason you find listening to me or just watching this video at normal speed kind of boring, and you know you're not watching it, watching the premiere, you could always just speed it up to double speed, thanks to YouTube, and just watch it that way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know about that. Is that it? No, not really. And what the heck, just fill it all in. I mean, what difference will it make? Alright, now for the front dreadlocks. For the longest time I had difficulty trying to figure out how to spell that, dreadlocks. But, well, that's what the internet's for, looking things up and learning these new things. Alright, let's go back to that, because the eyelash is right there. Alright, not bad. Alright, not bad, not bad. Next. No, one at a time. That's not too shabby. No, I suppose this could look a little less shaky. That'll do. For the moment, anyway. Nope, nope, nope. You know, I hate how the deselect tool and the undo button are right next to each other. There are often times that I want to undo something, but I hit deselect by accident. It's never happened the other way around, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen someday. Alright, next the hairband. And it's a big hairband, too. Alright. Make a little shadowy indent there. Show where the fold might be, if any at all. Now let's upscale this a bit. Alright. Make it a bit sharper there. Have this kind of line up. That's good enough. Alright. So far, so good. Yeah, I've kind of had my music down low for a bit, and I'm kind of glad nothing's really jump scared me yet. Honestly, I don't want to be jump scared. But that's one thing I really hate, being scared. Or at least jumped. It's one of those things that I just don't really enjoy. I don't like anyone or anything trying to jump me. It really makes me irritable. Unfortunately, my cat seems to have developed a habit just to yowl at me very close. Like, she will literally cry very loudly right next to me. Usually if she wants something very badly or whatever. And it always bothers me when she does. Well, I suppose when a cat really wants something, they want you to know. Just 1 minute here. Gotta have a quick stretch here. The best way for me to get a stretch is to take my headphones off so I don't hear the music. It's not that hearing the music is bad, but with these big bulky headphones on, it's a little hard for me to really get a good stretch in, because they kind of get in the way of my arms, if that makes any sense. Seeing as the pussycat isn't in here bothering me right now, I also don't need this blanket over me. It's easier for me to maintain the cat on my lap if I have a blanket on me. Otherwise, I'd have to use my arms to make sure she doesn't fall off my lap. 9 times out of 10, I have to use my dominant arm. And that's not very fun. Especially when I'm trying to work on something. Quite frankly, it's annoying. Alright. Let's see what next. Guess I'll go for the arm next. Honestly, never thought I'd go on this long. But we do all those extra steps to do these other things. It's kind of something you gotta expect, I suppose. Nope. Too big for that. Alright. That's not too shabby. Actually, I got a better idea. Excuse me. Definitely a bit more time consuming, but it works. There's one thing I learned from Toy Story 2. You can't rush art. And that is a true statement, honestly. There's really no need to rush good artwork, because otherwise it wouldn't be good. At least wise, that's how I see it. Alright, there we go. Alright, that'll do. Alright, there's that one there. Let's go for the top next. Yeah, that'll do. That's a little better. Alright, let's get this part next. Alright, I think that'll do. Alright, so far so good. Funnily enough, you remove the color layer, you just get that. See how you can apparently even shade things that aren't even colored in. It's kind of neat that way. Ugh, pardon me. Not even that far into this and I'm already feeling tired. Excuse me. Yeah, it doesn't really need that. That'll do. So far, so good. I guess I'll go for the tail next. That's pretty easy. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Now for under the skirt. Keep your minds out of the gutter, people. You know what I mean. Actually, I don't think I really want highlights, so I'll just get rid of that. Lately, I haven't really felt like I really need highlights in some of these things. So sometimes I just go without them. That'll do. If you know how floppy Amy's dress is, you know Amy from Sonic, and if if my playthrough of Sonic Adventure DX was any indication, especially in the cutscenes, you can probably imagine what Dimaza's skirt is like. Yeah. Just another random fact I thought I'd share. Very random and kind of pointless, but if you were wondering from a physics standpoint. Might as well get to this hand next, before I forget. I have had a habit of forgetting things until it's too late. Let's see. You know, since I'm thinking about something to talk about, there's something that just came to me. I know that Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is, well, pretty much considered a flop, game-wise. But I've heard that the Sonic Boom TV show was a bit of a hit, especially with Styx. Yet, I've always missed the chance. I actually missed the chance to see the show for some reason. And not even sure where I'd have the chance to, where I could watch it. Hopefully there's a free, safe method that will allow me to watch it without any issues. Alright, set that there. Because honestly, I think I want to give the show a chance. Definitely curious to see if it really is that good. I've seen various clips, and it's definitely caught my attention. Again, especially Sticks. And I've seen that Eggman is definitely hilarious in a way. While still also being kind of a threat, so kind of a better version of his Adventures version of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik. You know, Mr. Snooping as usual, I see. And that summoned my cat for some reason. What is it, Muffy? Come here, kitty. Come here. Here she comes. No, I don't have anything for you, girl. Except maybe your catnip cigar. She always loves that thing. That's a little too much. And thanks to the cat, I've lost track of what I was saying. Oh well. Oh yeah, Eggman. I've seen various clips from Sonic Boom where not only are there, like, references and some meme material that I'm not too happy about, but also references to previous Sonic shows in the past, which I very much like. I think there's one where Amy and Styx are trying to make like a phony trap to fool Eggman, and as they're just finished setting it up, he's whistling on by while walking, and apparently he's apparently whistling a fast version of Robotnik's theme from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, you know. You hate my humming, but who cares? I mean, I haven't heard anybody say that it's bad, but some even find it funny. There's one person I know that thinks it's kind of adorable, but I kind of disagree with that. I don't think anything I do is adorable per se. But, well, who knows? Either way, yeah, it's kind of interesting how they not only write some of the jokes and gags, but also just write some of the dialogue. Again, especially for Styx. She's definitely one amusing character. And it's kind of a shame she was first brought in from the Boom universe, because I wonder what she'd be like if she were in the modern universe. Not sure how people would react to seeing Styx in the modern universe. But, well, we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. It would definitely be interesting to see, that's for sure. At least I think so. Not to mention quite a few fourth wall breaks and nudge, nudge, wink, wink hints. But, well, some shows are good with that. Let me see. Cat, what is the matter? Look, pussycat, I'm trying to get some work done here and you're just making noise. It's kind of bugging me, old girl. When I say old girl, I mean it. She's like 17. But still got a lot of mouth and a lot of pep in her step. Oh, boy. Guess I gotta re-bundle up. As much as I don't wanna. And now she's walking all over my computer desk again. She's got a bad habit of doing that too lately. She'll just waltz all over my computer desk doing what while I'm just trying to do something and just try and get in the way. Well, what's a cat to do, I guess, to get a human's attention? Plenty, and it can be quite annoying at times. But we love our cats all the same. Alright, come on, old girl. You got it. There you go. That's a good Missy Muffet. That's a good Muffy. Alright. You, what, you need more room? Is that it? I'm a little far from the desk now. Come on, sweetie. You got it. You gonna lie down and relax now? Are you? Hi, baby. Rubby, rubby, rubby. Was it? Was it time just to get my attention and not rest on my lap? You're just gonna bother me nonstop? Silly little brat. I honestly don't know if any of her sounds are picking up in the mic. But if they are, say hello to Muffy. Alright, there we go. Now she's getting ready. She's getting ready to relax. She's lying down, getting in position. There we go. Alright, hang on, kitty. I'm going to push myself back in. There. There you go, old girl. Now then. Alright. The problem with going unedited. Lots of stuff stays in, huh? Now, I know YouTube apparently has this thing where you can edit down your own videos with whatever it is they use. But I've heard there's like a 2-hour limit for the edited videos. So chances are if I were to go down that route, I wouldn't have much left over. Or rather, a lot of stuff might have to get cut. And I'm not really a fan of that, honestly. So I guess I'm more so okay with what it is I do have. Or what I can use. No sense in crying over spilled milk, after all. As the old saying goes. Cat, your ear is tickling my arm. Aren't you going to rest your head so I can keep working? I think that's good. Oh. There we go. Give that more of a point. Now let's see. Did I miss anything? It does not look like I did. Again, I decided not to go for the highlighting. So I think this is good. Of course, I'm not totally finished because now I want to show a little trick. See, with Paint.net, if you go into layer properties, there are certain things you can do, like set set how opaque things are. You can have the shade be like that, and have there be a lot of black. Or you could have things like overlay, where all the shading is now fitting with the color. That leads to a little trick I'm about to show you. What I do is, I take the shade layer and duplicate it. The top one, which is going to be the main one, I leave the blend mode at normal, and probably leave that as it is. Whereas the one below it, I go to overlay, so that way there's a little bit of color to the shading. How much is depending on how opaque I make this layer. I'm going to say, I don't want it to be too dull, so, you know, I think I'll just leave it at 100, just like the other one. Yeah, leave it at 100 apiece. Because without the color, the shading looks kind of bland and dull, doesn't it? So, and the overlay, again, a little more color. Nifty little trick, isn't it? Now, I'm not going to add a background to this, so I'll present you with another trick. First, I'm going to duplicate the color layer, then duplicate the line layer, move that down there, make everything else vanish for the moment. Now I'm going to merge these two together. Adjustments, black and white. Now adjustments again, brightness and contrast. I'm going to set the brightness all the way to the bottom, contrast all the way to the top. So now it's nothing but black and white. I'm going to take my filler tool, hold shift, and color all that's white, and make it black. Actually, hold that thought. Let's make it just the color layer. Yeah, because the color layer doesn't have to worry about the eyelashes. That's one of the problems I've got with this trick. Alright, let's try that again. Black and white, brightness and contrast. Turn all that's white and make it black. Okay. Now I bet you're asking, what's the point of this? You'll see. What I'm about to do now, I'm going to put everything else back as it is. Then with this new layer, I'm going to go to Effects, Fragment. I set the fragment count to maximum. And let's see, how thick do I want it? Yeah, 9 should be good. What I'm trying to do is make a more thicker outline, but without it actually like affecting that doesn't need to be affected. Or at least without having to redraw over the whole thing. This is kind of a shortcut. And I think 9 is actually a bit much, so let's change that. 9, default is 8, 7, 6. Yeah, 6 should be good. Now, watch this. I'm going to use duplicate layer 1, 2, 3 times. Then merge layer down 1, 2, 3 times. Repeat 1, 2, 3 times. Repeat 1, 2, 3 times. Then for this last layer, I go 1, merge, and there it is. There's our thick outline. And the best part is, it's got some of that anti-aliasing effect that the rest of the line has. And the other good part is, because I did not duplicate the layer, or duplicate the lines, the eyelashes at the end still have their points, which is technically a good thing. I probably could have done better with the nose, but we'll just have to deal with it. Alright. One last thing to do now is just sign it and date it. For this, I go back to the brush, set the brush width to 1, use a saved color red I have here. Then I'm going to zoom this in to about 500%. And let's scroll down to where her feet are. Like right at the lower right. Take it a pen. Is it still working? Yes, it is. It's a little finicky sometimes. So I initial JC, because those are my IRL initials, but I'm not saying what they mean. Because, you know, privacy. Now go to text. I've got that already preset. And I just type in the date. So this would be 9/5/2021. Arrange that so that's in a good spot. Alright. Now I can just move this anywhere I choose. And I'll just leave it right there. And there we are. We have Dimaza the Echidna. Well, actually, first, I'm not quite finished yet. Now I want to select all. Then while using the Move Selection tool, go ahead and change this a bit. Like so, and so, and so, and so. Move that up a bit. Then, crop to selection. Bingo. There we go. Now I've got Dimaza. Now she's all finished. Well, that's really about it. I'm not sure when I'll upload this. Maybe I'll upload it tomorrow on the 6th or and premiere it a day later. I haven't quite figured this out yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought of this concept in the comments below, and guess that'll depend on whether or not I do this again or not. And if you have any constructive criticism you can offer, feel free. I always welcome that. And honestly, don't be afraid to offer any criticism if you think there is any to give. Because again, I want to improve and not just stay stale the whole time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you all for watching. And until next time, everybody, I'm gone.